Welcome to the High Vibe Moms Club, the podcast for ambitious women ready to ditch burnout, diet culture, and mom guilt so they can feel hot, healthy, and radiant from the inside out. I'm your host, Shannon, and this isn't just another wellness podcast. It's a movement. If you're ready to raise your vibe, reset your health, and step into your most confident self, you're in the right place. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of High Vibe Moms Club. Today, I want to talk about something. It's a question that I get asked often, so I figured, hey, might as well address it here on the podcast so it's easy to share on the question. If I drink protein shakes or consume too much protein, will I get bulky like a man? So I hear this literally every week in the gym and my DMs from clients. So I want to clear that up right now because so many women are doing themselves a disservice because they are afraid of consuming too much protein. And the myth didn't come out of nowhere. For decades, women were told that if they ate too much protein or lifted weights, they would grow these super big muscles and look manly. But the women who do look manly that you might be thinking of are women that compete in bodybuilding shows, women that compete in CrossFit tournaments. These are women who literally are trying for years to build those big muscles. They're doing 1 rep maxes. They're consuming thousands of calories over what we would call like a maintenance. They are doing all of these things that most likely you're not doing 1 rep maxes to try to build strength and get bulky. And remember, this took them years and they had to shift their entire lifestyle to be able to build that kind of muscle. And some of them were even taking performance enhancers in order to do so. Because when I used to compete in bodybuilding competitions, I did the bikini division because the other divisions, yes, they looked a little bit too much muscly for me. Muscly? Too much muscle, in my opinion. But if that is where you're at, you want to have those big muscles, this episode's not for you. When I was competing, I was lifting moderately heavy. I'm talking 12, 15 rep range, not 1 to 2 reps to get max weight. So 12 to 15 reps, I was lifting 6 days a week and I was eating all day long. I was intentionally consuming more calories to build muscle, and I literally felt stuffed most days. And I had high protein meals, protein snacks, shakes, you name it. But here's the thing. I wasn't bulky. Not even close. I can share some of those photos with you. Definitely wouldn't look at me and be like, dang, she's a beast. I look lean, toned, defined, but not big. Because that's what most women's bodies naturally do with strength training and protein. They build lean muscle, tighten and tone, increase their metabolism to create that sculpted tone look that most women want. You don't suddenly wake up looking like a bodybuilder from eating grilled chicken, drinking protein shakes, and doing some squats, bicep curls. And that is because we are built differently than men. Women have about 1/10 of the testosterone that men have. We literally do not have the same hormonal profile to build that bulky muscle naturally, especially if you're lifting moderate weights and eating a normal amount of protein. So I hope that that kind of justified that protein doesn't make you bulky. Lifting weights won't make you bulky. But if you're overeating thousands of calories while training for hours a day, like a competitive bodybuilder, like a CrossFitter. And remember, not overnight, years. Then maybe you might start to look bulky. All right, so I want to talk a little bit about the benefits of protein. So, like, this is us. We are protein. Protein isn't just about getting big, it's about repair, recovery, and regulation. Every cell in your body is made of protein. Your hair, skin, nails, muscles, hormones, and even neurotransmitters depend on it. And when you eat enough protein, you are supporting a faster metabolism, hormone balance, blood sugar stability, reduced cravings, and a leaner, more toned body. And unfortunately, most women actually undereat protein, especially busy moms. That's why you might feel fatigued, crave sugar, or notice slower recovery after workout. So many of us are guilty of just grabbing a cup of coffee and then we snack on maybe our kids' leftovers from breakfast. We're not eating enough good, nutritious food, especially protein, throughout the day. Okay, so now maybe you're like, no, I am. I'm eating, at least 100 plus grams of protein. There is such thing as too much protein. And I did see this in the bodybuilders that I was training with, because if you are eating too much protein and your fiber is low, your hydration is low, which is what happened when you jump on the stage because you're trying to cut, so you're not drinking as much water as you should. This can cause things like constipation. So if you are not dehydrated, your fiber's not low, you're most likely going to be A-okay. And one thing that I always tell my clients, because they're like, oh, I always have protein bars on hand. I honestly consider protein bars as like a glorified candy bar. So if you're eating protein bars all the time, then this can actually cause weight gain, because it's not just about the protein, it's about all the extra calories that you're consuming, processed foods that aren't really good for your digestive system. And like I said, if you are consuming like 1,000 extra calories a day from protein shakes, or you're eating huge portions while lifting extremely heavy, you're not balancing your fiber, water, your fat, you can experience the constipation, the bloating, the brain fog, and weight gain from a calorie surplus. And this is what people who I trained with in the bodybuilding days experienced. The average mama isn't consuming that much. So you should, but I don't want to scare you, because you do need enough protein to repair and build lean muscle, but not so much that your digestion struggles. Okay, so we now know the benefits, but we're going to bring it home again because of repetition. We learn best with repetition. So you want to make sure that you are getting enough protein. And if you're like, how much exactly is enough, Shan? Aim for roughly 1 gram of protein per pound of goal body weight. So pair that with plenty of water, fiber, and those colorful veggies to support digestion, because protein keeps you full longer, stabilizes blood sugar, reduces cravings, and supports your hormones. And I know a lot of women are struggling with hormone imbalance, so please eat your protein. It also helps to repair and recover your metabolism, because muscle burns fat. The more muscle you have on your frame, it'll help to build that lean, toned look, because it burns more calories at rest. So I just wanted to emphasize that muscle will not make you masculine, because it takes a lot of effort. Like I said, I was training for years and I still don't look bulky. And so at each meal, I want you to focus on maybe 20 to 30 grams of protein per meal. Try your best to have protein with breakfast to help you reduce those cravings and help you stay fuller longer. And after all of this, my biggest takeaway for you is protein alone will not make you bulky. Overeating anything can do that, but it's more of just weight gain, possible inflammation, not too much muscle. But under eating protein can leave you tired, craving sugar, losing the muscle that keeps your metabolism burning fat. So I really want you to focus on protein, 1 gram per pound of body weight goal, fiber, make sure you're drinking your water, hydration, electrolytes, and have that mindful movement. If you're able to do 12 to 15 reps of each exercise, you're not gonna get super bulky, because the whole point here is finding that sweet spot that your body starts to feel lighter, stronger, more energized, so that way you can truly thrive. So if you've been avoiding protein because of this myth, I hope this episode gave you clarity and confidence. And if you want a plan that helps you build that lean, sexy muscle, boost your metabolism, and feel energized without restriction, send me a DM on Instagram at Shannon Gets Fit with a Z with the word lean, LEAN, and I will send you all the details so you can get that physique of your dreams and you feel amazing doing it, because it is not just about the destination. We want to enjoy the journey to get there. And if this episode resonated with you, if you felt like it was super helpful, please share it with another mama. And I will chat with you all next week. Have a wonderful day. I love you so much. Bye.